Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's another special No Makeup Monday. And today's story comes from a user. I was taking a shower and then my mom knocked on the door and yelled at me to get out so she could use it. I was in there for like half an hour and I had just gotten done with my makeup and hair. So I told her, no, I'm in here, but hurry up. She replied, I'll be quick. Then I heard the water turn off and the door open. But instead of hearing my mom come out, I heard her scream. And I got really scared. Because we live alone and my dad's away on business trips a lot, so I didn't think that anybody was home. I opened the door and called out, Mom, are you okay? I walked out and into the bathroom and I saw the shower curtain pulled back and the water still running. The water wasn't turned off, and it was getting everywhere. There were tiles ripped off the walls and the floor, and the grout was scraped off the walls. The whole thing looked like an earthquake had happened. I screamed and ran out of the bathroom to call 911, but no one answered. So I tried my dad's number. He didn't pick up either. I was so scared because it was like something out of a horror movie. I kept thinking maybe a robber had gotten in, or an intruder or something, but no one had broken in. And then I thought maybe my mom had gone crazy or something. Like maybe she snapped and did this to herself, but she had left the door wide open. So then I started searching around the house to see if I could find my mom anywhere. I checked her room and it looked fine. Nothing was out of place. The only thing was that her side of the bed was cold, like she wasn't there anymore. It was weird. So then I went to check downstairs and I found my dad's toolbox on the stairs. At first I thought, oh, maybe he fixed something upstairs and left the tool there and forgot about it. But then when I looked closer, I realized that someone had used a crowbar to pry off the paint and gouge out the wood underneath the bottom of the steps. It was so scary. I don't know why, but it freaked me out. It was so weird because, like I said, we live alone. We have no enemies. Nobody would want to break into our house and do stuff like this. I was so scared because I thought that my dad would have noticed this. Like this isn't something you miss. Someone had destroyed part of the steps to get into the house. I don't know what I was expecting to find. I mean, I didn't think that my mom had done this to herself because she wouldn't leave the door open if she was trying to hide. I thought maybe an intruder had gotten in and hurt her or kidnapped her or something, so I called 911 again. They came over and searched the house and they even brought a dog. But they didn't find anything. Like they couldn't find any intruders or anything. The police officers were nice and they were like, hey, you stay on the phone with us until we get there, sweetie. And they tried to calm me down, but I was just freaking out. When the police officers got there, though, they were confused because nothing was stolen and no one was there. Like I said, my dad's toolbox wasn't even locked, and it was just sitting there. They asked me if I wanted them to stay longer, and I was like, yeah, I guess. But they couldn't really do anything. They ended up finding some fingerprints and some fibers and some other evidence, but they never got back to me about it. So I don't know what it was. The next day, my dad came home, and he was so worried when he heard what happened. But he also kind of brushed it off like, well, it's probably just some kids messing around. I can tell that he was hiding his worry, because he knew how scared I was and he didn't want me to be more scared. But anyways, he and I both started looking around the house to see if anything was stolen or if anything else was out of place, and it seemed like nothing else was. I didn't want to go upstairs because I was afraid to go near the bathroom, so my dad went up there and then he came back down looking pale. He told me that everything in the bathroom was destroyed. Like all the fixtures, the toilet, the sink, the bathtub, it was completely destroyed. We talked about calling the cops back and telling them that more stuff was destroyed, but then my dad said, no, we don't need to do that. I'll fix it. And so he did. He spent the whole day fixing the bathroom and cleaning it up and scraping stuff off the walls. That night we went out to eat because I refused to eat anything that was prepared in the kitchen. We didn't talk much while we were eating.
Oh.
My dad seemed really distracted and sad, and I felt sick to my stomach. I couldn't stop thinking about what happened. So then the next morning I woke up and I went to check on my mom's side of the bed. I wanted to make sure that she was okay because she hadn't been there the night before and she was into there that morning either. I don't know why I was thinking that she would be there. Like I said, I thought that she might have gone crazy or something and I needed to check on her. When I looked under the bed, I saw this little piece of paper and it was a note. It was my mom's handwriting and it said, I love you. That made no sense because why would she write that? Why would she just leave me a note saying that she loved me and not explain where she was or why she wasn't there? Then I looked in the closet and on the floor I found this other note. It was burned, but I could still read it because it was written in pencil. It said, "Help me." So then I started frantically searching the house for my mom. I checked everywhere, looked in every single room, checked the backyard and the front yard. I called her name and I banged on the walls. But I couldn't find her anywhere. I honestly thought that she was dead, and that's why she left me those notes, that she was trying to tell me that she was dead.
Oh.
Then I ended up finding her phone and I called her boss and asked if she had been there. She said yes. She worked all day yesterday and all night. What? So then I called the police again and told them that my mom had gone missing. They came over and took another look around, and they dusted for fingerprints, and they questioned me some more about what I had seen and what I remembered. Then they told me to go to school and that they would keep me updated. After school, I went straight home and I waited for the police to call me. But they never did. Then one day, a couple weeks later, I was taking a shower, and then my mom knocked on the door and yelled at me to get out so she could use it. I was in there for like half an hour, and I had just gotten done with my makeup and hair. So I told her, "No, I'm in here, but hurry up." She replied, "I'll be quick." And then I heard the water turn off and the door open. But instead of hearing my mom come out, I heard her scream.